Hello, 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 welcome back to the continuing adventures of Shadowblade as he treks through the dungeon. So, Shadowblade is now where Stabdukin used to be, or is, and Stabdukin was a stabber that I ran privately and never actually recorded. So, he was never meant for recording. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the fact that after such a huge hiatus from stabbing, I was able to do quite so well. Let me quickly review where we were. These are the skills that are being trained. This is how they look on bonused. So, dodging, stealth, fighting, stabbing, because we got way too many schools going here. We need to trim this down some. Fighting is obviously a must. Stealth is near max, so that must be why I decided to train it a little more. Stabbing, dodging. Let's turn off stealth. It only has one more level to go, so it's going to be the lowest yield right now. Dodging is fine. It's a defense skill. I do want to start training necromancy. We can slow train it. It's not important. In fact, let's make sure it's the slowest training of all. So fighting, dodging, evo, and stabbing all get more priority than it. But I do want it to be trained because pain dagger. Okay. I was going to say this looks like a pretty bad scenario, but then I just kept getting one square closer. Let's just make sure not to get hit or anything. So I ended up looking up that statistic I kept quoting, that I wonder whether or not a two-handed giant, or two-headed giant, sorry, could one-shot me. And near as I can figure out, their attacks are worth 17 damage a pop. I don't know if that includes the weapon. If it does not, then obviously they can't deal more than 34 damage, absolute maximum, ignoring guaranteed damage reduction and all. But, yeah. Regardless, though, it's probably worth my while to have a little bit of a health bank. It's more important to put on repel missiles than it is to get the stab. Of course, if I can get both, that's even better. Let's go this way. Okay, how about you just come here since you already know where I am. And then die. I will just try and charge this guy down straight. That was easy. Staff of Death. That could prove useful at some point in theory. In practice, I'm not at the point where I'm trying to cast death spells, so it's useless to me. A couple easy stabs. Air Elemental Fan. So now, in new Crawl version 13, all of these evocable items like the fan and the gin lamp, etc., do not care what your elemental skill is, which IMO is the right way to do it. In this older version of Crawl, not version 13, and 13 is the one that's in beta test currently. Well, inside of development, I guess it doesn't even qualify as a beta. I should definitely get rid of the extra weight before I advance. But anywho, in this version, you need all of those skills in order to actually make use of the items, so it's kind of useless to me as it stands. Let's drop an ID scroll, since most of my identification is being done automatically by Ash at this point. Ashanzari is Ash. Let's drop the... Ow, good lord, that's loud. Let's drop... I want to get rid of this Wand of Polymorph, that's right. Oh, for the love of Pete. I want to drain it first. As good as I am with evocations, I find Polymorph almost certainly is more trouble than it's worth for me, because I have to look up what other monsters are of the appropriate hit dice class and whether or not this indeed qualifies as a dangerous monster. And it's just a lot of work for what, quite frankly, is only an ability to begin with. Can I cast Conjure Flame? I should probably memorize Conjure Flame just so that I have an extra goddamn offensive ability at this point. I'm not gonna, but you know. I could. Let's ditch the empty wand that I just so meticulously drained. Okay, why don't we just pull you all back to the corridor. Put on repel missiles. Notice how I waited a couple extra turns to give him a chance to get off a couple more. I gave the Yakjors a chance to approach, even though he was immobilized. I didn't care about that as much as I did about this. That fire crab is a pain. Let's go ahead and make him all covered in gas. Yeah, we're just charging them down. Okay, and that's that. These are all cleared now. For some reason, my repel missiles gave out and I didn't get a new one, so we'll fix that real quick. Let's also just go ahead and confuse everyone so that we just win. At this point, I'm so sorely tempted to switch over to a sensible strategy. The correct way for me to be playing right now would be to, instead of going this whole bizarre evocations necromancy thing that I'm pulling, to just freaking, max out my summoning and just become a summoner. And I could do that pretty easily. Instead, I'm splitting my skills across so many schools as to endanger whether or not I'll actually be able to do anything when the time comes. Oh my god, the door's open. And that's a Moth of Wrath. All of these are confusable except the Quicksilver Dragon, so let's get out of the way and hope that these guys start bludgeoning each other. Okay, he's on me. That's good. Why don't you just keep coming? Alright, you keep coming. That's what we want to see. When are you going to stop being berserk? Start being a gentleman. Or, you know, a gentleman. Okay, there we go. He's slowed now. And he's down. Okay, the rest of the spillover is going to be elsewhere. Of the spillover, only the Quicksilver Dragon should even give me pause. I don't know how accurate their blasts are, but they're obviously going to be pretty painful. Let's travel with repel missiles up as much as I can remember to. Okay, there's the Quicksilver Dragon. That's the painful blast. Here's what we're going to do. Turn on regeneration. Wield bare hand. And activate confusing touch. Got him. I slapped a dragon in the face with my bare hands. And he's confused. And now we stab him to death. That alone was probably worth a level up because of how freaking epic it was. My balls grew 2 sizes right there. Okay, drop the AoE confuse, close the door, and then just come in for the pickups. Oh, repel missiles, of course. Drop some further confuse. And now get the giant who's throwing rocks at my back. Okay, he's easily resisting me, so the fuck gives. Go for the one who's confused. He's down. Drop a zone of fire. Why don't you just go ahead and stand in that if you're going to be a jerk? Why don't you be a jerk inside of fire? Jerk. Okay, and also, with support on Necromancy, that level up to 2, yeah, is 4.5. So that's helpful. Of course, all my stats are freaking constantly draining. Good God, that one mutation potion has been such an annoyance this entire game. Annoyance, mind you, not like dangerous annoyance, but still. Oh God, became an alligator snapping turtle. So that's why he's been so resistant, because he's not really a... Stone giants aren't particularly notable for their defensiveness, so... Or their magic resistance. Well, maybe they are for magic resistance. I don't know. It's for their defense that they suck. Okay, you know what? You're able to maul me pretty effectively, so let's just bail. Turn on regen and just hide. Okay, restore my mana and just come at it again. Repel missiles. Nice and surrounded. We're just gonna quickly stab our way in the circle. And interestingly enough, that just boosted a lot of skills. Stabbing's at 21, that's of course respectable. My stabbing is so good that even with my dexterity cut in half, I'm still able to one-shot stab things. As long as it's a tier 1 stab. And pretty much 2-shot in tier 2 stabs. Hell, I stabbed Quicksilver Dragon. Okay, that's a dark guy. Go and kill him, why don't you? If you can. I mean, my skeletons have resist necro, so they're better suited than I'm. Spear of Lebid. Obviously, I have no use for it. Much like that other awesome spear that I saw earlier, I'm not going to be stabbing with spears. That's such a massive damage reduction. Oh, there's a unique amulet inside there. Or at least a special one. It looks like a resist mutation amulet, though. Yep. Which, interestingly enough, is what I already purchased earlier on. Though I've made sufficient use of the bonus to magic levels that I have no complaints that I did so. As a Spriggan, I by default will see invisible, so a ring of that is a surplus. Let's wield nothing and the confusing touch. Okay, quick blade of fire. I just picked up a potion. I'm not even gonna bother retesting it. Let's just quaff it. Cure mutation. Okay, that just fixed my permanent stat rot. I could drink a potion of restore abilities to max out right this second, but there's really no rush since none of these are sufficiently dangerous, so I'll just wait for them to regen naturally. You might ask what I'm saving the restore abilities for. I'm saving them for the day or the moment when I find myself suddenly dropped to insufficient strength or spellcasting to do something I need to do. And in that urgent moment, it'll be very helpful to be able to be like, okay, fix this instantly. Come at me, bro. Okay, wielding nothing. Activating confusing touch. Okay, got him. Dagger of Norg. Okay, momentary confusion finished the job. What can I do to disable you? Almost nothing. He's resistant to cold, and very resistant to hostile enchantments. I'm not sure I have a way of getting around him right now, so we're going to follow the cardinal rule of Crawl. You do not have to kill every enemy. It is better to live than to survive than to win the encounter. Okay. That Shadow Dragon apparently couldn't see me either. What could I do to hurt it? Could try Mass Fire, see if that slows it down, but it has fire resist, right? Yeah, it does. So this is not going to hurt it pretty much at all. And it's pretty fast, too. I can't get that far ahead of it. I can attempt to... I don't keep enough wands. If I had a stabbing paralysis effect, I could try it. It wouldn't work, though. He's highly resistant, after all, remember? Come on, man. Oh, I used... Idiot that I am. I used Mephitic Cloud... Or... I used Freezing Touch on what is obviously a Frost Giant, and therefore going to be Frost resistant. Give me the Flame Dagger, so that even if it just hits, it'll hurt him. There we go, that clobbered him down. Okay, so here's the new plan. We're leaving. What? Yes, I know. But think about it logically. We're on Vault 7. Next up is the Vault Guards, Vault 8. And we're having a hard time with an unseen, or tentacle rape monster person. Regardless of what you think, it's going to be a hard sell to get past him. Why not just bypass it entirely? Let's pretend I did Vault 8 already. What would I do next? I would look for somewhere else to get some low-hanging fruit experience. Swamp sounds good to me. Do I have resist poison? No, I don't. Okay. But I do have clarity, so I can't be confused next to deep water. Do I have any means of flight or levitation? That's something that's worth checking. Let's see. Have I learned the flight spell? Okay, how about Lev? Okay, neither. So swamp might be a little bit tricky, but still, it's not going to be that hard. Take me to the goddamn swamp, please. Okay, let's see what happens. So yeah, new plan. We're just going to harness the power of the stabber and get some more EXP. My gut feeling is walking through water makes splashing noises, and that can't be helping my stealth score any. So maybe I should come back here when I have flight. A little bit of a deep dive, admittedly, but I'm just trying to avoid waking too many things up. Nope. This guy knows I'm here. ZV. Wield fire. Instant kill. Easy takedown. A swamp thingies don't have corpses. ZV. Smack you a couple times. Wield... Oh, that was the wrong one. I want fire for this guy. Okay, the croc woke up in the turn or two that it took me to hit the other guy, so we'll just take him out the old-fashioned way. And we'll just stab you and rip the flesh from your bones. Yeah, so for the most part, the enemies in here, it seems I am able to disable. And that means I'm able to stab. Eating a pizza off the floor, just so I don't have to find it again. And, what spells is here do I want to forget? I use every single one of these, and with some regularity. Except apportation. So you know what? To hell with apportation. That's the one we're getting rid of. I'm not saying it's a bad spell. It's just obviously not a spell I make any use of. I do believe it's a bad spell, but that's because I'm not a ninja, so why would I be a fan of it? Okay, take me upstairs again. There's got to be another upstairs that I've discovered by now. No, apparently not. Yeah, my stealth is so good I can sneak up on freaking snakes. Let's go ahead and ID this sucker. Poison resist ring. I don't see myself using it, but I'll keep it handy as a swap. Some sub-branches of the swamp can get very poison heavy, and it could prove useful. Also, I can't actually attempt it's the snake pit that I drew. Whichever poison branch I use, snake or spider, I can't really attempt it, in all honesty, without some form of poison resist. Oh, unaffected, so you're going to require a more fiery touch. Burdened. Eat a bread ration if you have it. You know what? Eat a royal jelly. That just got all my stats back to normal, which is good. And drop a couple extra items and keep moving. Oh, for the love of God, let me get some stabs here. Oh my God, they all woke up and I got no stabs off. That sucks. You know what? These are probably the right enemy to use this new spell on. We're going to go Mass Confusion. So first things first, wield the blade that gives me less hunger because it's higher intelligence, and Mass Confusion. What was this? Insubstantial wisp. Blinks, alligators confused, bog body confused, crawler, swamp worm. It looks like it didn't even have effect on the insubstantial wisps. And that it did affect my allies. Which means they're all likely just going to fall into the swamp, just statistically. And I'm going to be left with the pickups. And these are unaffected by enchantments, including... Okay, fair enough. Let's do the old incinerator method, shall we? Sure, come at me. I'm surrounded by fire and smoke. Remember when I used to attack these guys with Isikundrun's Mystic Blast, drain my mana horribly, and then have to deal with the fallout afterwards. So it's not that it didn't, it was confused still, because it probably wasn't. It's just that I snuck up on it, literally while it was moving around. It knew I was around somewhere, but it couldn't find me. Even though I had to follow it like 6 turns. I'm just that quiet at this point. Fine, come at me. Man, it takes a lot of stabs to finish, or ordinary attacks to finish these basic enemies. Unaffected, eh? Okay, blink a couple times. Until we find a place to set up a fire. Okay, plan B. Just set up a fire anyway. Sleep stabs are still the best. Okay, that's much of floor 2. Pop back to floor 1. They all woke up. God damn it. Okay, set up a fire. I'm using the fiery blade, right? Let's go ahead and confuse some of them. Give me the fire blade. Get off. Okay, so now everything should be pretty confused, which is good. Focus down the bog bodies first. Nope. Too slow. Got the touch. Fire. Got him. Got him. Okay, got them all. Confusing touch is great for affecting those enemies that, you know, wouldn't ordinarily be affected by whatever you try. Yay! +1 strength mutation. And given that I'm wearing a potion of resist mutations, or amulet of resist mutations, so I'm less likely to get bad ones that I have to replace, which force me to replace it, it's a really good sign. It's going to be a huge quality of life increase. Oh my god, can I kill him? That's 1, that's 2. Yes, got them both. And just awesome. Okay. Get onto the dry ground before stabbing. But yeah, this is honestly, it's a bit of a stalling tactic. Ultimately, I am going to have to go back and face my fears and take out Volt. And I say fears. I'm going to have to face the music and take on the Volts as a stabber eventually. But, what the hell is the goddamn urgency, right? Okay, you're not resistant to cold. So technically you can be affected by... Wow, okay, that wasn't even a technicality. I just straight up stabbed him. The other thing that not elephant in the room, but certainly the pink elephant on the mantle, is that, I guess the pink elephant on the mantle is probably worse than the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room is the question of the abyss. I can easily pick up the abyss room, and by easily I mean I can potentially get through the abyss to pick it up. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to. Damn it, I didn't realize that I had already maxed my armor. So, if I pick up the abyss rune, the swamp rune, and I don't know, spider nest could be potentially difficult. Actually, no, it can't. I can disable most enemies in the spider pits, except maybe the ghost moth, whom I can probably incinerate since I can see him coming. No, but he denies me my mana. Could prove tricky. But yeah, I would certainly rather take my odds there than trying to clear out Vaults 8 right now with no tools available to me but those of the stabber. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. I'll figure it out eventually. Bottom line though for the moment is Swamp is safe and I'm doing Swamp for the experience. And, I could potentially just tunnel dive straight down 5 levels. Lord knows I'm powerful enough, but, soak up the XP. Come here. Die. Okay, he woke up. I want him off deep water before I attempt to freeze him. Perfect. Okay, he woke up. You die. You die. Okay, we're gonna get ourselves nice and wedged and then just run the other direction. Turn on control blink, please. Or control tele, that's fine. Whatever you want to call it is fine. There we go. There is another way I can kill a Hydra pretty easily. I'm just looking for a good spot to do it. Here we go. Okay. Less easily than I'd have liked. He woke up again. God damn, this guy is freaking alert. I'm obviously not giving him as much respect as a Hydra ought to be due in general. But there's a reason for that, and it's just how freaking high my dodge is right now. And the fact that I have a decent AC for the few hits that do get through. Also, I'm like 20 levels above where I should be fighting him. Not 20 levels above. 10 levels above. Blood potion. Drunk. That's the floor. Let's wait out my sickness. I just beat you up with a fire blade. Take you down. And drop... Oh, my extra amulet of conservation. I don't need it because I'm wearing a vest of preservation. I do want to keep the swap abilities, so I'm not going to be using cursed jewelry pretty much for the rest of the game. Saving this for a time I actually freaking need it. Oh, I have like a lot of these things. Let's get rid of 2 of these. Seriously, what else do I need to get rid of to please the weight gods? How about health potion? Still? Dart I never use. Gonna have to trim down the potions, I guess. Agility. Brilliance. That should do the trick. Down floor. We already cleared this floor for the most part, but ooh, what is this gonna be? Nice and all, but nothing I really want. I might pick up Ice Beast just so I have an option for situations where I can't brute force it or can't stab it myself. It is a brute force solution to the problem. Gotta thin out this crowd as much as possible before they wake up. I step in the water, they all wake up. That seems to be the ticket. Having flight would have been very nice. There's a reason I did all those searches throughout the dungeon for it before coming in here. Be a flying, invisible Spriggan. Not to mention, it's just a utility spell I like to have handy pretty much all the time. Come on, what are you guys gonna do now? You know what? Die. Stay off of water when you fight a alligator. Okay, dodging is still growing, fighting is still growing, necromancy is beginning to grow. I'm growing my necromancy, in theory for the quick pain blade. In practice, or just the dagger of pain. In practice, I'm doing it because I feel like it. There's no good reason. Necromutation will eventually be available, so I guess there's a theoretical reason. I say theoretical because Lord knows I'm probably not going to be playing this record long enough to get that far. Okay, we're going to need to set up a nice perimeter here of fire. Could not have been set up better. And stab the alligator in the ensuing chaos. Eat a bread ration for weight concerns and keep looking around. Oh, my health came back. Excellent. Or my strength came back. Excellent. Let's see. Try a different door. Oh, let's see if we can't take out Norris. First things first, hide. Next, we're going to pick up Control Teleport and Hell Regeneration. Z. Blink. I'm not sure why. Oh, I didn't pick up Control Teleport, apparently. My bad. Well, it got me to where I needed and managed to kill Norris in one shot. Doesn't sleep, he waits, right? Well, that's why I had to put him to sleep. Oh, crap. So one croc is turning into a family of crocs. Very important to avoid engaging on water. They can be in water, or I can't be in water. Sorry, I can be in water and be okay. If they're in water, I'm dead. They get like massive accuracy boosts and speed boosts. And while I do technically have armor now, obviously the core of my defense is the fact that you can't hit me in the first place. Okay. Yeah, that's a strictly inferior ring to what I'm already rocking. I mean, on both hands, Shaolin and +5, so... Or is it +6? Regardless, it's really good. Okay, I think that is an admirable amount for the moment. So I'm probably going to call it here for the run, and then we'll continue next time. You know, but as I say that, I'm obviously still playing, because, like, maybe a little bit more. The 9 minutes Morius effect. Okay, they're all on me, so let's just get out of here. And set the trees on fire. And then set the adjacent tiles on fire. Okay, that should about clinch this. Mild forest fire, but you know, I never said no forests were hurt in the making of, yada yada yada. That's an easy stab. Oh man, another spirit. Don't get me wrong, I like when it identifies that I'm stepping on a trap, but it's also doing that even though I have 0 trap and door skills. Okay, that's another slaughter. Raining magic darts is just fun and effective tactic against most enemies in the game. Okay, that's another clear. Yeah, as you can see, I often make detours for the stab. Now that my stealth is good enough that I can do that kind of shit. Though do be careful when you're trying a build like this, if you're trying a build like this. It's not your ability to kill things quickly that matters, it's your ability to set up the situation where you're not going to be trialed against what's going to kill you that matters. He's unaffected. Okay. Got him. Got him. Leave the confusion wand, grab grapes. You, come here. Come again. Gotcha. It only takes one mistake. Okay, I can't possibly get in there fast enough to kill all these guys, so we're gonna opt for plan B. Mass confusion. Get on my regen, because I'm getting smitten. Oh my god, what the hell hit me? I'm being smitten probably from out of range, so let's heal wounds. Between my regen and everything else, I should be okay. Let them separate out by speed a little bit. It's unfortunate. I was going to light the forest on fire around them, but this Sant Roka himself was very, very proactive with his smites. I'm going to pull a dog and then just leave it well enough alone because this floor is unexplored. I mean, I'm sure I can clear it out and all. I'm going to have to do that systematically instead of just en masse awesomely. much. So yeah, so much for saying I should be about done. I clearly am playing more. All these are fine. Keep going. Stabbing I really want to turn off, but I'm not gonna, so it's all good. Let's not pretend I'm gonna and then not do it, right? Drake Slayer is me. Get into the fire, you idiot. Fine. Now get in the fire. Okay, hey you, come this way. I don't have any time, so I'm just gonna do this. Who cares about that whole stab thing? Focus the Hydra. He's the one with the DPS to actually be a problem, not just a nuisance. Pick up the Hydra. Now he's my nuisance. Alright, that should really, I mean, here, I'm waking him up on purpose just to get him off the water. How obviously self-smug and superior am I feeling right now. Hey, come here, wormy. Greener worm tongue. That's a good kill. Set up a fire, force him into it, have him die. So clearly, the major denizens of the swamp, I can take on just fine. There is a way to reach Francis, but it will be difficult. Let's try it out anyway. Control teleport. Regen. Nope. And Francis woke up. Okay. Let's just get out of here. There's absolutely no reason to fight. Let Francis win. That's fine. Just get me the fuck out of here. I really wish I had flight. That would have made this all so much simpler. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.